Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with part 2 of my challenge. The rules are simple. I explained them in the last video and I really cannot be bothered to explain them again. So let's get straight into the video. Actually, before we start, make sure to check whether you are subscribed, because it's really important if you could at least just check, because according to YouTube statistics, you should subscribe. So make sure you're ready, because this video is going to be crazy. So we've made it to the big confusing place with multiple sections, and we had to power down all these light lamps called suns. And while doing all that, we got an elemental materia and a chocobo and Moogle materia. That doesn't make sense, but anyway, we went up this big elevator that would only work if you had powered off all of the other sun lamps. So we did those. We met Biggs on the other side. He gave us these grappling guns. They took us to Marco Reactor 5. We fought our way through a bunch of sweepers. We set off the bomb, which didn't include the boss fight this time. Well, not yet anyway. But then we found that our exit, a ladder, had been pulled up, and then a bunch of drones displayed a big hologram of Shinra's weapon and defense unit leader, Heidegger. He showed off his new weapon, the Airbuster, and intended to kill us with it. We then find out that it's not 100% functional and decided to reorder some of its parts so that it is even weaker, essentially giving ourselves an edge. In a lot of the places we had less keycards than parts we could destroy, forcing the player to make a choice between one or the other. I had done this boss fight so many times to the point where I knew exactly how many of each part to remove. The time came to actually fight the Airbuster. First was a long cutscene where Heidegger showed that he had disarmed the bomb and put it so that he, and not us, could choose when to explode it. The first part of the Airbuster fight was just attacking it, nothing special or overly hard, right? But then it came to section 2 where every now and then it would release this extremely powerful and dangerous beam that could deal a lot of damage to your player. The Airbuster's weakness was lightning/electricity, so as long as I kept using it, I should be okay. The third part was when it took flight, forcing us to use Barret because he was so far away. Occasionally he would come in closer for Tifa and Cloud to attack. After 5 to 10 minutes we beat the Airbuster. Cloud fell off the plate, leaving Barret and Tifa to retreat. Cloud went to the Sector 5 slums where he met Aerith properly as a playable character. Straight after meeting her, we have to fight Shinra Turk Reno, or Reno, I don't know. He's one of the easiest bosses in the game, and one that I like to fight because he teaches you how to use your operator and parry properly. After beating him, we head towards the Sector 5 slums train station. A mouthful, I know. But after heading to the train station, we head to a cutscene where we meet Rude, Reno's partner, who is also after Aerith. We then decided to head to a junkyard since it would be more quiet. However, we still have to fight a bunch of monsters. We make it through in one piece, then where we meet Oats. Yep, just like the food, Oats. We then head to the orphanage where we are told to gather flowers. We end up meeting Aerith's mother. She's just a stupid side character, doesn't mean anything, so not much to go on. But we gather flowers, we go back to the orphanage. We then leave Aerith to decorate the orphanage while we go look for missions / explore the town. I attempt to beat and get the Shiva summon materia without Aerith, so it do Chadley's VR missions. I fail, even though I was so close, but it's okay. We end up getting it later. After failing the Shiva battle, I decided to continue on with the main story. I went to find Oates and he told us that there was a problem where some of his friends went missing. We went back to meet with Aerith and then went to the kids' secret hideout. We fought loads of monsters but eventually found them at the end. We made it back to the hideout and then Oates told us how people in the Sector 5 slums could use our help. Basically, he asked us if we would do side missions. I then set off to complete them. The first / closest one was the Moogle boy who wanted us to buy cool stuff using our Moogle medals. Of course, I bought a new weapon for Aerith, a weapon skill point boost for Cloud and Aerith, a graveyard key for a side mission, and some other small items that could be useful in battle. After checking out and equipping our new gear onto our characters, we set off for the next mission. The next mission was to look for children from the orphanage who were on their patrols but were late to their class. I found all 5 children. However, this woman near Aerith's house warned us of this man dressed in all black who went towards Aerith's house. Finding the children from the orphanage, we were asked to help take down the Toad King. This was near the children's hideout. We agreed to do it for only 3 gil and a new weapon. Unfortunately, this weapon was also the worst weapon in the game, or in other words, this is where the real challenge began. After a couple of close calls and low HP, we defeated the Toad King. We were rewarded the nail bat. I hesitated equipping it because of how bad the stats were. It does the lowest damage and doesn't have any materia pairing slots to make my elemental materia useful. Its proficiency ability disorder was also pretty trash. All it did was change our mode from normal to Punisher. I thought I might as well use the Shiva summon boss fight to my advantage. I used the fight as a chance to 100% complete my proficiency ability and get a new summon at the same time. I made Aerith use her arcane ward on Cloud. Cloud then used Fire which was repeated for free without the cost of any MP. This is what her ability does. It was a hard battle but it paid off. I got a new ability and I got a new summon. I felt prepared for the upcoming fights, but I didn't enjoy how terrible and slow the weapon's Punisher mode was. I then went after the next side mission where we had to track down some Shin robots that fell from the plate, and I went on a rampage because they didn't know what to do. They were fairly easy and it didn't take a long time. And then after that was a side mission from an old man who wanted us to clear up the graveyard. We already bought a key from the Moogle guy. And then the monsters were venom mantises. They sprayed the venom and kept sending us to sleep, but it took a while, but we got there eventually. After we defeated them, I took part in a Whacker Box challenge. I had to reach the target score, which was 10,000, but I made it to 21,350. Next was the last side mission where we had to go to the Angel of the Slums hideout. We had a fight with this big robot called the Crowmogger. His weakness was magic and it took us some time, but we beat him. After that we returned to Aerith's house to find out Rude was waiting for us. We then have a fight with him. It took a while considering our weapon had such a low attack damage. Cloud went down a couple of times and so did Aerith, but in the end we beat him. We returned back to Aerith's house to find out that she can talk to flowers. This is one of the subtle hints mentioning her backstory where she is one of the last ancient species alive. Anyway, Aerith's mother politely asks us to leave in the middle of the night and not talk to Aerith again. I hate this next bit with passion, mainly because I've never done it in one try, but I always mess up and rake. The more you fail it, the less objects the game puts there, so it's okay. We head down out to the Sector 5 exit and meet Aerith. It's kinda weird how she goes from the house to the exit before us without us even knowing. This is then the start of chapter 9. We talk about how we're going to go around Wall Market, but ironically we end up there. After going through her shortcut, which by the way takes a lot longer going through Wall Market. Anyway, we have a scene where we say goodbye, waiting for the Sector 7 doors to open with the carriage leaving. We then see Tifa and she tells us how she's going to after Dawn Corneo. Instead of returning to Sector 7, Aerith tells us to follow after her, so we do. We make it to Wall Market and follow Johnny. We tell him on the situation about Tifa and he runs off in the distance. We head to Don Corneo's palace when we are told the only way to get in is with the recommendation of the trio. We then set off to find them, however, hear me out, we head to the weapon shop to get the best weapon in the game for Cloud, the Hard Edge. I only get to use this for a while, but I only get to use this for its ability, so I decided to savor it for as long as I can. Chocobo Sam then cheats on a coin flip, tells us to go annoy one of the other two members. We go to the Honeybee Inn to find out we need a reservation. Long story short, it's annoying and we leave. We then head to Madam M's massage parlor to ask her. She uses her dirty scamming techniques and makes us buy a massage package before we talk. She then says that Aerith's dress is too cheap and wants us to get a million gil dress, which by the way is a lot of money. We then have to take part in an underground fight club. The first opponent is the Beastmaster and his bloodhounds. The next are those bandits who up from the tunnel. We win of course. The third is a sweeper and a cutter. We win again. The last /special/bonus/boss fight is the Hell House. It took more time than I honestly thought it would to defeat it, but in the end I won. There were I can't remember if I did, but I'm pretty sure for the Hell House I swapped out my sword just because I honestly don't know why I did it, but I just did. But there were a couple of close calls, but we used Aerith's Praetor ability and her arcane ward. The rest was just simply attacking, and after winning we were told to leave Aerith so that she can get dressed in her new outfit. We were then given more side missions from Chocobo Sam. The first mission is the weird squatting challenge from the gym dudes. We win most of the challenge, but I have no effort to do the last/hardest one, so I just give up. The next mission is to get some sort of medicine and run around Wall Market with Johnny. Kind of long to explain it, so it's more simple to say we just helped out some random people. The last one was returning to the Colosseum and fighting these two bombs. Oh my god. I lost a lot of times to the point where I had no effort in the slightest to continue. I decided to try to do the fight where Cloud gets his second limit break. I then go to Johnny, who tells us something has happened to Tifa. FYI, nothing has happened. We then see Aerith in her dress, who tells us that Mr. Honeybee has taken a liking to us. Okay, look, I think that this entire section of the game is a little weird. So let's just skip it. Let's never, ever talk about it. Cloud is now a girl. Yeah, I don't know either. We head to the Cornet mansion. We get drugged, fall down a trapdoor. We meet Tifa. Unfortunately, I skipped the cutscene where she's legit in your face. Anyway, we head up because we're called. Cornet chooses his bride for the night, which is super messed up. We play as Aerith, and Tifa beats up everyone apart from the dude who brought us our stuff. We then ask Cornet what he wants. He says that Shinra had paid him to look for an avalanche. He then says that they're going to blow up the support pillar and kill everyone. We then fall down a trapdoor leading to the sewers. And that's it for this video. I really hoped you guys enjoyed it because I spent a lot of work on it. So make sure to subscribe, or at least just maybe consider dropping a comment about what game you want me to play, and say what your favorite bit in this video was. So that's all for this video, and see you in the next video. Peace.